Hey there, it's Jacquie McIntyre here. Let's have a bit of a conversation about a common topic that's been coming up recently. And when I say recently, I mean the last probably 6 or 8 months. For some reason, it's really been a bit of a hit piece in people's sessions individually and in the group work that we've been doing in the My Incredible Orbit Academy. And it focuses on making decisions and choosing actions that are designed to keep us safe. So, what do I mean by this? I mean, people are not budging from the spot that they are in unless they can see in a straight line down the track where it's going to get them or what is going to be at the end of the road for them, what the outcome is going to be. And if it requires that whatever is going to be the outcome is around a corner, and if they can't see it, if they don't know what the outcome is going to be, if they don't know what the final result of something is, if they do not know it is at the end of that road or the end of that tunnel, if it can't be seen to them to some capacity, if it is around a corner, then they will not go for it. They will not go for it, right? And I want us to remember how this is a conditioned state of being for us, meaning we are conditioned into this fear, and that's what drives it, fear, just fear. Now, that fear might masquerade as anger, or the fear might masquerade as, well, I'm just trying to keep myself safe, or the fear might masquerade as, well, it's just a sensible thing to do to know that if you go off in this direction, it's because you're going to get this result. It's just, simple maths, right? That's what fear will masquerade as. But that does not allow us to follow our heart's desire. It doesn't allow us to be able to follow our gut instincts. It doesn't allow us to be able to just tap in intuition and kind of say, look, I get the feeling I just need to do this, and I don't know why, but I just got the feeling. Like, I can't see the end result, but I've just got the feeling. It doesn't allow someone to be curious or to be excited about something and then action that, engage with it. What we have been conditioned to do as human beings, and this conditioning is present in your everyday life, unless you are someone that totally is disengaged from media and from living in a town environment or living in a community, unless you're out bush, meaning really out bush and off the grid and really staying true to yourself, then you will be subjected to this deep conditioning that starts from birth, that basically says to you, you have got to have things mapped out. You have got to know what the end result is. And unless you can see what you're going to get at the end of this, don't follow it. Don't do it. You have to know what the end result is. So I've seen this coming up in so many different ways for people. I've seen it show up in myself in my own life, where I've had the strongest feeling I need to do something, and then people around me will question it and say, but why? Why are you doing that? And my response is, I don't know, but I just know I need to do it. The response I often get back is, well, that doesn't make any sense. Why would you do something if you don't know why you're doing it? Because intuition guides me to do it, so I do it, right? Always comes out trumps for me. I always understand then why I did it. It always gives me a greater sense on the bigger picture of things and what's playing out in my life or what's going on. So I have been questioned so many times, I've forgotten how many times. I couldn't even possibly count it, on the amount of times where what is right for me and what has been the pathway I've needed to choose is around a corner. And then maybe I've need to take another corner, another corner, another corner to be able to get to where I am going to be finishing up for that particular journey or that particular, learning experience. More often than not, it has a corner. Another way that this shows up is with clients all the time, all the time. And it will show up in so many different ways, like not listening to intuition, totally disregarding gut instincts. The biggest system, if not one of the biggest systems in the body, mind complex, gut instincts and intuition. So disregarding those, or having a felt sense, a knowing that they want to do this particular thing. But because the conditioning is, well, you're meant to know why you're doing that. Or the conditioning is, unless you can see the result that you're going to get, you're just ridiculous for even trying to follow that. So there's so much shame that people will feel in actioning that. There is so much fear. There's so much disempowering kind of subconscious information that's been conditioned that will show up for a person. It will sabotage them. It will block them. It will bring up so much fear that then they won't do it. Another way that I'm seeing it come up enormously now is with kids. Listen, this is going to be a different video that I do for another day, but what is happening at the level of government and being passed down in through the institutions, education and teaching institutions, is horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. And as I said, that's a video for another day, because if we don't as a society wake up to what's going on with that, we're going to have a catastrophic situation on our hands beyond what we've already got now. And in that video, I will share what I'm seeing coming through for my little people clients and from the families that are, really struggling with those little people. Not just primary schoolers, but people in high school. And that's where I have one of my kids at the moment in high school. So what I'm seeing is lots and lots of children coming through, youth, and they're usually getting towards the end of primary school and going into high school. And one of their greatest causes for anguish and fear and confusion and just absolute despair in some cases is what am I meant to do with my life? What am I supposed to be, right? What career am I going to have? Like, a career is the only option. Like, you're meant to pick one thing and that's it. So I'm just trying to really stay on topic here, because that is a little bit of an ouch point for me, because it's causing so much suffering, right? But one of the things that I'm really seeing show up in these conversations with these little people and with their families is that it's being drilled into them that you need to see the end result. Like, what are you going to be, Fred? Oh, well, I want to be a this, or I want to be a that. You got to have some goal at the end of it. You got to have some idea of, you're doing this, this, and this subject because in 6 years' time you want to be this, right? Do you know how many kids, and there's an epic number, it's the majority of kids that actually have zero idea of all the different things that they want to be throughout their life? And that's a reality, is that people, human beings, are curious creatures where they want to learn, and they've got a beautiful, expansive journey to go on. And during that life, they will try on many different hats. They will learn all different skills. So the idea that you're meant to see in a straight line and know what you want to be here And so that determines what you are now here, and what you do here, and what you do here, and what you do here is beyond ridiculous. Just beyond ridiculous. There is a minute percentage of individual human beings who are born into this lifetime and know with absolute clarity what they want to do and what they want to be as they get older. And that usually is again, I'll talk about that in another video, but there are a very, very small amount of those people. So for these youth, the journey that they're going to take, it's around a corner that you can't see. And all the things that they're going to do and try and become and taste and test and all that kind of thing, it's all around corners that you can't see. So choosing right now, in this moment, what feels right, what feels like the right thing to do. When you sit with it, when you go into it, what feels like the right decision for you right now? What comes up for you? What are you drawn to? What are you curious about? What makes you super happy? And taking the next step, knowing that it's probably going to take you around a corner because you can't see the end result. And seeing the end result is not being able to see the end result is totally okay. It's exciting, totally exciting. Doesn't matter what age you are. I really want you to question and look into, sit with it and ask yourself, how bad has that conditioning been for me in my life, where I have been told to figure my shit out, that if I can't see the reason why I'm doing this, then you shouldn't be doing it, that you're dumb, that you're ignorant, that you're arrogant, that you're irresponsible, that you're unintelligent. So many people, so many people. Do you know what courage it takes to go around those corners, to just follow your intuition, to just follow your instincts, to follow your personal truth? Once you tap into your personal truth, come to this area of the solar plexus, that's where a large amount of it is. In fact, your personal truth exists in your whole body mind complex. Every single part of you can resonate your personal truth, but this is a huge area where often when we talk about it and people tap into their personal truth, it's where they feel it most in their body, in their solar plexus area and in their heart area. When you become one with your personal truth, when you really own it, when you are your personal truth, you are sovereign. No one can argue with you what your personal truth is, and you'll want to follow that, and you'll want to follow it no matter whether it's a straight line and you go around a corner. You won't matter. It won't matter whether you can say, yes, I feel like I need to do this, and oh yes, it looks like I'm going to get that as the end result. That won't matter. And it won't matter if you say, yes, I'm going to do this because that's where curiosity is leading me, or that's what feels good. And guess what? It's around a corner, and we don't know what the end result of that's going to be. And how far out exciting is that? Yeah. Letting go of this really bullcrap belief system that you should only be doing things if you know what the end result is going to be is one of the most freeing things. One of the most freeing things. And I absolutely would enjoy listening to your opinions about that, because I sat with this long and hard a little while ago and asked myself, what is my conditioning around this? Where can I see and feel that this has come to be part of my life, where in little ways here and there I didn't choose to engage. I retracted, I took steps back from, I ended up saying no to things because it was going to go around a corner and I couldn't see what the end result was going to be. And unless we start supporting ourselves and supporting the people around us, particularly the little people coming through our families, to say, you know what, you don't have to have it figured out. You just have to follow your bliss. You just got to follow what feels true to you right now, and you've got to have the courage to stick with that, no matter what anybody says or what else is going on. If we can do that, then we're going to become really, really strong, not only as individuals, but as a group, a human group. Yeah. So anyway, I would love to hear your thoughts on that, and feel free to add it into the comments, and we'll talk again very soon. Bye for now.